So everything's trending in the right spot. So you got to just find the proper way to get involved, right? So pretty obvious, the trends, the money, the billions of dollars are out there for funding. So why Autel? So Autel has a heritage, a legacy in diagnostics. They've been crushing it in mechanics garages. If you go to a Valvoline, a Jiffy Lube, all those tools that they use are their tools for the last 20 years. Number one in diagnostics. Number one in analyzing batteries. Number one in repair. We're in over 70 countries. A $2 billion company, and they came out and launched their EV division. Why that's important is right now, EV charging sucks. You go out there, it's broken, it doesn't work. Unfortunately, in California where I live, 2 out of 5 are down. And so, if you can have a product that you can rely on, is what Autel does. So, we just visited Ford, and they loved our product. 5 other competitors came in, we crushed it, they chose us, so we were just in Detroit 2 days ago. And so there's a lot of reasons for that. And someone asked about temperature earlier. It's showing our lab. I'm sorry, it's not a little bigger. It's showing our lab, and it does freezing tests. So minus 40, drop it, kick it, drive over it. So our pieces of equipment are getting abused by mechanics for the last 20 years. And what if we put that intelligence in a charger? So we've done all the testing. We're late to market, so we sort of saw what people were doing right, what we were doing wrong. Reminds me of an electronics company that made laptops, etc. There's BlackBerry phones, and then all of a sudden they came out with a really cool phone. So hopefully we have that look and feel. Apple is kind of, we stole some of their pictures and the way they look and feel. So we know vehicles. So we've been testing on vehicles. So your charger's gonna be reliable. So that means more uptime, more money. So we've tested on all the vehicles. And you can count on Autel for remotely diagnosing that. So imagine right now, go to a charger, you gotta figure out what's wrong with it. You roll the truck, go back, get the part, roll the truck again. When we can diagnose 70% of the things remotely in the cloud, prepare them with the part they need, so they roll up, and boom, it's fixed. So 27% of chargers are down nationally, 2 out of 5 in California. And besides Tesla drivers, 43% of them say they just rolled up. So they'll post it on social media. They'll tell you how much you suck, and everyone's gonna know. So it's in front of your store, it's in front of wherever you're putting this, so you have to have that reliability and uptime. So we are gonna have a factory in North Carolina. So we just secured the property, and we're going through the pain that our clients do, in which we got to upgrade the transformer, we got to find a switch gear, we got to get it in the ground. So this is going to be a destination for you to visit and charge your vehicle, come take tours. So they're telling me Q4, I'm thinking probably Q1 of next year, but as soon as possible. So the made in USA is really important. So we manufacture right now in Vietnam and China, and we have a headquarters in New York. So again, we know vehicles. So what's that mean to you? Is that if you get the residential charger, you know that it's going to be reliable. So there's bullet points there, maybe a little bit small to see. So this is given 12 kW, 50 amps of power, and in your home, you don't really need that screen to light up. The next one does, the commercial 50 amp. It's really easy to use with an app, etc. So you have go back to the other one. This is an incentives page. Instead of going to the DOE, I'll show you there. Thank you. So it's the lingo you will see is in body holster or out of it. So if you don't have a lot of space in your garage, you want this one. Otherwise, the in body is a lot easier. And then you're going to either have it quote unquote hardwired, where you get an electrician out, costs you probably $1,000 American, and then they'll install it hardwired through your panel. Or you have a quote unquote NEMA plug, which is just a dryer plug, 240 volt, plug it in, you're good to go. So that's the easiest one right now. The next one looks and feels a lot like the residential, because we didn't want to redo the moldings, etc. Except this will go in front of businesses, etc. on a post. You can go back to back. It lights up. You can put static pictures there if you want to promote your business and use that screen for marketing. So that's a commercial 50 amp. And the beautiful thing about Autel is that we're a fully vertical company. We manufacture everything. We do everything ourselves. So there's no supply chain excuses. We're not waiting for product. People have told me this looks too good to be true regarding our pricing. We're about 30% more affordable than competitors. And it's because we're doing it all in-house. So fully vertical from the hardware to the software. This will be our top seller. This is our 80 amp. It's called an AC Ultra. Pretty cool name. And so what happens with this one is you can start to have a bigger screen for marketing. You can actually run videos. And these plugs are so intelligent, it's kind of scary. It can go all the way down to the VIN level. Tell you what you need, what service you need, pop up on the screen. 3 tires, 4 tires for the price of 3, because they know your vehicle. So it's going to be creeping on you. When you plug it in, it's going to know everything about you. So that's ISO 15118, plug and charge. These come in either 16 or 25 foot cables, so you can wrap around the vehicle if it's a fleet. And you can tap to pay. We can also put a credit card reader right here, which you'll see on the next screen. And so this will be our top seller. You'll see these all over. BMW in North Carolina just put them in, and a bunch of other places, but you should see those pretty quickly here in the market. This is new to market. It's kind of cool. So we just went through the AC family. So AC is just alternate current. So like those fine gentlemen said before me, AC DC. So the AC, all the work is getting done inside of the vehicle. The intelligence is there, it's switching from AC to DC. So you can see this one's a little chubbier because all the work's getting done inside of there. So the DC current goes directly, DC, direct current, straight to your car. So this is a fantastic price point, and you can put this on wheels for mechanics, and you can put it on a pedestal, you can put it on the wall. So this is 40 kW DC. This is our flagship DC Fast. So this one is going to attract clients. You got a 27-inch screen, run promotions, communicate with your staff. Happy birthday, you're the employee of the month, whatever you want to put up there. And it has dynamic load balancing, which meaning it's not going to blow up your panel. It knows which car needs the juice. It has that beautiful screen, 27-inch screen, and very reliable. The next picture has the side view that you saw briefly in the previous presentation. So the dealerships are a huge target right now as far as they need these, they're being forced to do these, they're not happy about it. So they say, hey, install a couple DC chargers, install some AC chargers, or you're not going to get any EVs or hybrids. So they can start with something little here, with 60, so 20, 40, 60 kW, and pull off the Band-Aid, buy one of these, and it's half as much if they went all in with the rest of the power packs. So it's stackable, is the language you want to use, where you start at 60 kW, and can stack it up to 240 kW. So this is our flagship product. You'll see this the most when you have the power at the facility, the infrastructure, and getting that all done by Electrify. It does call for a site visit. You do have to make sure that you have the power there. So I wish you could just throw these on all over the United States, but one of the most important things is making sure you have the infrastructure. You guys were whooping and hollering over this one. So this is the V2X. So imagine you had an electric vehicle. You're plugged into an electric vehicle. There's an outage. So instead of just charging your vehicle, it's going to go to your house. So the challenge with this one is it's in its early stages. We're doing tests right now. Is the cars allowing it? The OEMs are afraid of what we're going to do to their battery, and they're warranting the battery. So that we're trying to figure this negotiation out. But this will be huge. I mean, I admit I'm a nerd about this stuff, and this is my favorite because imagine being able to power your house with your car. So that's coming. So we're testing it right now. It looks kind of like an iPod, if anyone's old enough to remember iPods. But that's our V2X solution. So this is high power. So what you're seeing on the screen is actually a dispenser. I feel like I keep going over here. What you see on the screen is a dispenser. So this cabinet actually houses everything you saw on the previous screen. And it's going to dispense to these guns that can go up to 150, 200 kW. So what that means is that on the side of the freeway, if you want to put those cabinets on the side and then have these beautiful advertising vehicle dispensers, you can. So this is coming out in September, and it's called our DC high power. And I don't know if these numbers mean a lot to you, but there's no one going up to 720 kW. So that's what we're going to be able to put in that cabinet. And I shared with you the 20 kW power packs. Instead of 20 kW, these will be in 40 kW increments. So that's coming out in September. I have a project in California. We're doing an off-grid system, Kramer Junction, on the way out here actually. And so we're going to do 4 of these, so 8 ports. We're going to do a solar system, and we're pondering wind or hydrogen with it. So it's going to be its own little microgrid. So that should be ready by the end of the year. This is the last part. We're in permitting for that. So that'll be a destination for people to charge off-grid.
Signal here sucks.
So this is an example of everything you can do with a dealership. So that's the one on wheels. And now the internet freezes it.
I think it's winking at me.
We have this on our YouTube, so if you can search it up. So that's the floor standing you saw. That's the 40 kW. So you can have wheels, etc. Then it freezes right here. Yeah, it froze right there.
Well, here comes the tech support.
Tech support's here. So this is discussing and showing electrifying a dealership. So a dealership wants to have something at the side of their dealership to attract clients. So they're going to have the big DCs, right, where they can try to grab someone in. It's open to the public, so they can get credits from the government for it being open to the public. And so the DCs will go on the side of the road. And then the floor standings will be inside the dealership, so when I go to visit them, unfortunately you're there for a few hours sometimes. You plug them in, and you have chargers there. Then inside of the mechanic bays, you'll have them peppered all over. So it's showing that we have every solution as far as Autel, from the big DC fast on the side of the freeway, the floor standing where you can plug it in, to the AC commercial smaller ones. So a lot of our competitors are good at one or two, like they'll do AC, but they won't do DC. They'll do software, but they won't do hardware. They'll white label it. So I can see chargers all over. I'm like, oh, that's that brand, that brand. And we do white labeling, like if you want to put your, phone, your business logo on it, etc. Of course, there's minimums in volume because we have to go to the factory and change stuff and then run it through. But you can absolutely do it that way as well. And so the dealership, if you have connections with dealerships, they are tapping me on the shoulder. I was just in Dallas at the NADA show, which is the National Automotive Show. And it was the first time at a show standing on my feet for 10 hours where people were like, you just sold 2 of those. Because they are being asked literally to electrify their dealership. So it's in high demand right now. Let's see if it goes to the next. Okay. It has volume on there.
Hold the mic up to it.
No, right there, the bottom.
Yeah.
It's not to the right, of course, last
So the next part of it is, we referenced it before, is software. So that's our hardware. Flagship DC product, AC floor standing, 80 amp, called the AC Ultra, the 50 amp commercial. So that's our family of chargers. And so this is what our family can do, all encompassing in a dealership where you have everything you need. So the cherry on top to that is that we spent just as much time on our software as we did our hardware. So you can control revenue stream, you can control who can drive at what time, you can give it free to VIP customers, you can charge people double if you don't like them. So there's lots of things you can do with our cloud, set driver rules, you can shut it down during certain times. So the cloud software takes a little bit of getting used to. You probably want maybe they call it an integrator. Like if you own a bunch of chargers, you don't want to be managing it all the time. You hire someone to do that. They charge you a fee, and they'll manage the cloud, the driver rules, the administration, the payments. So you can pay yourself once a week through the portal. You can pay it once a month. You can pay it quarterly, so it's your prerogative on the payment. So we complement all our hardware with a software solution, and we have availability, which right now I'm hearing 52 weeks, which to me sounds like a year, but people are saying it's like 52 weeks to get it. And so we actually have a majority of these in inventory, except for the ones that I said coming later, the V2X, which is the bi-directional, and also the high power, that's not out to September. But we have stock in New York, so we have 3 acres in Port Washington, New York. And so if you order something, generally about 2 to 4 weeks because of shipping and those type of things, and we can actually get it done for you. So that is the in stock, the software, and the hardware. And the last part of it, we can skip the video. NAD. So why would you get an EV charger for your business? Because you're gonna make money. You're gonna attract, retain, and advertise to new customers. So I have a Tesla. I plan my day when I'm driving around, and I'll spend 30 or 40 minutes there. I'm gonna spend money. I'm gonna get a coffee. I'm gonna get a lunch. I'm gonna sit in my car. So you're gonna have people that can make it a destination. It also gives you a great image that you're green. You can do press releases, all sorts of things that you're embracing the community, a greener world. And then you can also attract and retain employees. So maybe they tap an RFID card or their key swab, or they get it for free. You can set things inside the cloud that says, hey, you need to move your car, or you're going to get charged $20. So there's like parking or idle fees. You can control that in the cloud. And so I mentioned earlier that Autel is in the diagnostic space, billion-dollar company, 70 countries. As far as Autel, the EV portion, we're in the United States, Canada, Europe, and we just launched in China as well. So international presence. And be happy to take questions. I think I may need 2 people to run around this room though.
I'll be a runner. I'll be a runner.
It's a little bit out of the zone here, but the data that is collected from the cloud from electric vehicle, is that data secured? Is it encrypted? How is that protected from hackers that constantly hit the internet and grab this information and turn around and sell it for a profit?
Great question. So cybersecurity is absolutely huge. We actually had to show that to Ford that we are similar to the Amazon AWS. So we're going to keep it all in servers locally, and we have protection walls, protection as far as anything you can do. There is a chance we can get hacked. I mean, we see big banks get hacked, etc. So it's all secured with a back-end cybersecurity. Other questions?
Yeah, we just had the conversation just now. So for operations in Canada, who will be the contact person? That's you or your other 2 partners?
Yeah, that would be myself. Or actually, I always go through Cynthia, and then they'll say, okay, talk to River. Oh, Cynthia, I thought you asked me a question.
Thank you, Byron. I'm sorry. Nick Jones. Do you happen to know approximately how many dealerships, what percentage already have these chargers installed? What the field looks like?
Yeah, good question. It's in the single digits percentage-wise. Yeah. Huge opportunity.
Yes, sir. Even if you have a plant and I'm from North Carolina, do you know where exactly is it in North Carolina?
We just secured the building, and we're not releasing that information until next month. The states are negotiating rebates, fees, etc. But I'll make sure that you all know next month when it's announced.
Thank you.
So for the units that you talking about going up and down the freeway, are those for investors or how does that work?
Yeah, a majority of the time you'll have an investment company that wants to spend the money to put them out there. There's tons of models where you can go zero out of pocket and you're paying the site owner, the property owner to use that land. You can spend the capital up front, get the depreciation, get the revenue, get all the stuff that goes along with it. So there's a lot of different models. Investment groups love these right now. They're hungry for them. They want them in their portfolio because they know it's going to be an annuitized business for the next 10, 20 years.
Hi, River Rains, Lisa. Thank you for this information. I was just wondering, is there a YouTube page? Because you were referring to YouTube, so is there a YouTube page that you could give us that we could go to and look at this slower?
Absolutely, yeah. That's Autel Energy on the YouTube, and we upload videos there on a weekly basis.
Thank you so much.
Of course, of course.
So my question is, you said that there were going to be charges on the side of the freeway. Do you mean like the shoulder?
Yeah. So there's not decided on the shoulder, but right off, it has to be within 1 mile. So there's something called NEVI funding, and the requirement is you have to be 1 mile off the freeway. So NEVI funding essentially pays for the majority of the project. So the requirement right off the freeway is within 1 mile. NEVI.
Say we were working on proposals for prospective clients, and then they see that we have you as a vendor. What makes them stop to come to you directly and kind of bypass us?
Great question. So we are using resellers and distributors. That is our goal in 2023 to make that so you don't have that direct sale line of sight. Furthermore, the pricing that people do volume is going to crush the other people's if they go direct because they're going to get MSRP.
So you mentioned that 27% of EV chargers are down nationwide and 47% of Tesla drivers find their bad Tesla chargers. Right?
So the question was about the stats about down chargers. Tesla drivers are happy. So if you eliminate Tesla drivers from the study, half of people that have driven up in an EV besides Tesla drivers say they approach one and it's down.
Okay, so what is your uptime percentage?
Right now we're at 97% versus charge point I think is in the 60s right now.
Okay, the question is, if you sell one of these units to a customer, whose name goes on? Is it Autel or the distributor, the person that sold it?
Yeah, so there is a unit up here that has Autel on it. So it's going to say Autel. I do have some people that like to do co-branding where they want to do Domino's powered by Autel. So there's where you can do it creatively with a marketing department and just put some sort of stickers or something like that. If you want to go big time and have a manufacturer, there's volumes. Let's just say 2,000 to 3,000 of the AC, 20 to 50 of the DC, and then they'll do all of it and it'll ride looking like that.
Wow. I like that screen D.
Is that related to the white labeling?
Exactly. So that's it. On the screen there's an example of white labeling. It's a mock-up that we did for Domino's. I heard some clapping for Domino's, so I thought might as well put a mock-up there. So that is an example if you're like, hey, we want a white label. We can do something like that with your branding. I think he's coming.
As you know, as in any equipment, service and maintenance is pretty much important. Is there a agreement as far as the service and repair?
Yes, sir. So out of the box, you're getting a 3-year warranty on AC chargers. For DC, it's 2 years. You can extend that for approximately 6% to 5 years, which I highly recommend. And then an installer, like the gentleman that were before me, talked a lot about service and maintenance and a SLA or service level agreement that your charger is going to be up. So we do a fantastic job with the equipment, and then someone else will take care of the service and maintenance. Once those gentlemen call me, I make sure that they have the part for the next 5 years in rapid fashion.
Is that on a contract agreement or is that the company itself?
So it's on a contract agreement with your warranty with Autel, and then it could also be on your agreement with Electrify for them to do a service for maintenance and maintaining it for that 5 years.
As far as your warranty and servicing existing charges that are there that we didn't put in, that we want to give maybe a maintenance contract, something like that, are you able to get the details about the ownership of that from the address, or how would we proceed with something like that?
Yeah, great question. So our software is called Open Protocol, which means we play friendly with others. So we can actually get into that network and connect if they want to. If the opposite happens, they are liking their software, their app, we can go and connect to their software and app. So there's a lot of our competitors where you're forced to use whatever you have and you're stuck with them. And so we saw that, and so we make an open protocol where we play friendly with others.
I saw the question about extreme temperatures. I saw freezing was 40 below. Was the heat 99, 49?
So the heat is 150 degrees. Yes, sir. And it's on all the spec sheets on our website have it on the back end of it. I'll show the temperatures.
Hello?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Just real quick, I was just curious, like anything under your warranty, such as service. What about vandalism? You know, we don't allow that. I don't know if there's like, and we need to have a surveillance system with it, or how you deal with that under the warranty.
Yeah, great question. So we're covering it right now. I partnered with a company called Intelligent Pole Base in Irvine. So what we do, we put these on a pole instead of having cement on the ground. They have all the intelligence underneath it, and then up above they have cameras on the pole itself. So there's ways to be proactive, but right now on the warranty we're covering vandalism because those screens do look like a big target. So we're covering it right now.
Okay, my question is, you've mentioned a 2-year warranty that goes up to 5 years. Is there any company that will extend that warranty longer than that, or are you looking to get to or get with a company that would extend the warranty longer than that period of time?
I love these questions. So right now in the industry, as far as the parts of the equipment, there's no one going longer than 5 years. If you had one of these go out in the first 5 years, we're just going to replace it. It's not worth to service it and those type of things. The other ones will go diagnose it. Electrify likely has, and I've seen 10-year service agreements, so they can cover the parts for that extra 5 years. I heard some chatter of someone wanting to do it for 20 years because of a finance vehicle that was going 20 years. So yes, you can get that. As far as us providing it as Autel, we're right now at the 5-year mark.
Hi, you may have touched on this. My question is, how many of our competitors are using the Autel brand?
What would you define as a competitor? Like a charge point operator, or what would be a competitor?
Does anyone else, any of our competitors have access to the product, or are you in partnership with it?
So yeah, so we're a manufacturer of these chargers. The competitive advantage you're going to have is working with John and a pair of Cynthia's, where you get bundled services, bundled pricing, etc. And they're going to be a distributor for this product, so they can lead that relationship. But people, we're trying to sell these, as much as possible. We're very aggressive in the market right now, and we're using resellers. And we respect and honor relationships where we don't want to step on people's toes, so people can access our products.
You got one back here.
What can you tell us more about off-grid charging and solar, man?
Yeah, that's a great question. So off-grid charging is something that, what that means is you're not tied to the utility. So you're self-sufficient. So you have everything there where you don't have to plug into your local utility. So what happens is that you have a bunch of solar panels, and it'll distribute it, and the chargers will work. What happens with that power at night? It has to go into battery banks, so you have energy storage or batteries. So you're gonna have energy storage. You're gonna have the sun. The challenge with that is what if it's not sunny, and what if it's bad weather? So you have to have a backup to your backup. So there's hydrogen, I heard chatter of hydrogen, wind, other things like that. So off-grid is really aggressive. You know, you can do it. A lot of countries are forced to do it, like Mexico and other places you have to be off-grid because you don't have a utility. These take a lot of power. So if you could do it where you're doing like a balance, where the solar is offsetting a majority of your electric bill, you have the energy storage to do some load management, etc., and then the wind as well. And then when you need it, you have the utility as your big backup. But off-grid with these, because they take so much power, is kind of aggressive, but you can do it. You just have to temper down the chargers where you know, okay, instead of 50 amps, let me flip the dip switch to have it do 40 amps. There's a lot of back-end work that goes into it, but off-grid's a lot of fun, and we'll have one of those end of the year in Kramer Junction. Any other questions?
So again, let's give River a quick hand. I want to make sure we talk about this because one of the great things about the partnership with Electrify and Autel is Electrify can extend warranties all from 5, 10 to 20 years.
To match the load.
To pass the load. But the most important thing, you get paid a commission on that. So I want you to understand again, you've got the best EV technology. Look, and even before we finish all this stuff, I've been actually studying Autel, and even when I first met Jamie, it was another company we partnered with, but again, they were not able to scale with our growth. So when I explained to Jamie a couple months ago, I found a company called Autel. Even in his years of experience, he never heard of it. So I want y'all to remember that River made a pretty pointed statement. Do you remember how many commercial units he said are installed? Single digit. And remember what your favorite president wants? 500,000, right? And here's what I'm going to say, because River's here, Jamie's here, and Andrew. You do know that sometimes it takes up to 120 days to get a permit for a DC charging unit. Do you know that? Yes. So I want you to do some simple math. What is just an average of 90 days times 500,000? It's over 17,000. So if you take 17,000 days to install 500,000 DC charges, what does that mean to you? There's a challenge, right? But what if, again, with Electrify and with Autel, you can install this commercial unit? And again, I asked River this already, so I don't want to make it like I just made it up. But I had to ask River a pointed question. What is the maximum amount of level 2 commercial chargers can you produce a month? And I'm going to do a simple mathematical equation. If you take your cell phones out, I want to give you a calculation. Okay? Take your cell phones, and remember, you're all owners in this room. Okay? I want you to do a simple mathematical equation. Divide 1 billion by $4,995. This is your mathematical equation for people when they ask, why do you think you own a $1 billion company? Because somebody like get the other mind can tell us what is 1 billion divided by $4,995. Can somebody give us that number? It's 1 billion divided by $4,995. Somebody. 200,200. Does everybody agree with that? Yes. Now here's the trick. Take that 200,000 and divide it by 10,000. Take your calculation that came out in 2000 and some change. How much? No, how many? Okay, the 220,000 divided by 10,000. What is that? 20. Is everybody cool at 20? Do y'all know what the 10,000 represents? So if you want to be a $1 billion company, how many units do you have to sell this year? 20. That's all. She said, that's all? What did you say? You go ahead and do 40. Now I'm going to ask, look, for you superstars, see, I'm looking for normal folks. If you want to own a $1 billion company, you need to sell how many units this year? 20. 20. But we still got to get to 10,000 members, right? Owners, sorry. Y'all see, y'all correct me, I love that. But think about it. Now, I'm going to ask River an embarrassing question. Y'all ready? Yeah. River, I'm going to give him the mic because he's going to turn red as a beet in the heat, right? If we do $1 billion in sales, what do your fiance get?
On a hill in La Jolla.
Now think about it. You know, River actually just got brought into Autel. He hasn't been there a year. So you can understand who we're working with. He's come in and he has set a standard that I kind of been sneaking around looking at videos about all the managers too. Because see, I'm looking for people like River who's got an entrepreneurial spirit, even though he does represent Autel. He has been so impressive that from, where's Miss King? Miss King, stand up. See, here's a question. Does River answer emails after 12 midnight?
Yes, he does.
Did y'all hear what she said?
Yes.
See, who has a JOB that answers your stuff after 12 midnight? That's what I want you to understand who you're working with. He is in it to win it with all of us. You follow us in that hand. So River, I'm going to pass it to you again. And please, this is the one time I'm going to ask you to be selfish, okay? If we can get our 10,000 members out of the way, y'all heard what I said. River, how many just level 2 commercial units do you believe you all can manufacture a month?
So there's one thing that we don't have a problem with is manufacturing. So 10,000 plus a month.
Okay, let's take this to 10,000. You all hear what he said? So we need 10,000 members out of the way. Owners. All right, every time I say that, tell you I'm going to make you a deal. If I say members, owners again, I'm going to give somebody a $20 bill. That cool? Now you both are going to say, see how y'all turn on? It comes to money, you ain't money. Like, don't go ahead and say it. But that's what I want you to understand. A lot of you asked that question earlier today. Yeah, a lot of you asked that question earlier today. Are we going to get training? I told you this is a learning experience for all of us, okay? Yeah. See, when you leave here, you become the trainer. Because nobody knows what you know. Right. And that's what I'm stressing with you. You've got Jamie, you've got River, you've got Brian, who's come in for our solar relationship, okay? You also have 10,000 people that are looking to be solid billion-dollar company. What if only 1,000 of you sold, 20 units? You still all making money in the pool, right? Anybody calculate what 5% of $1 billion is? Anybody do that one? It's good. It's just, the answer is good. Y'all hear what I'm saying? It's good. It don't matter what the number is, it's good. So you got to understand, you bless the people who are not here by being here, okay? You bless this young couple because we're going to get to work. And Brian, 360, my new brother, where you at? Come on, stand up. Stand, give Brian, he just got in from Canada. He got his partner with him from BC. You will learn, this is one of the sharpest persons that'll be, and I'm going to have, this is what I'm going to tell you right now. Brian, River, and Jamie. Those guys are going to help us hit at least $500 billion. Because even though he's not up today, I want y'all to shake his hand. Don't take his wallet, but shake his hand. He's from Canada. You know, he probably drinks blue. I mean, this is a guy that, and I'm going to bust him out, because this is where River going to look good too. If we have the ability to do the DC fast chargers installed, he has a patent on the vertical solar technology. That means we can put Autel units in the middle of the Mojave Desert. And guess what? If we need a backup, we got portable chicken poop that can back us up. You know what I'm saying? We might go into KFC business just because we need the power. But the other thing you'll learn tomorrow in training is we also have graphene battery technology. Huge. Huge. So I'm telling you right now, folks don't understand what you know. No, opportunity for broke folks, bro. This was a bitch. Okay? So I'm telling you right now, make sure and answer, get any question you can. I'm telling you. And even Jamie, these guys have 21 years of EV installed. Every time I call River on the carpet trying to trick him, see if he really real, that boy stand up like a king on the chess set, right? But here's the thing. Autel's been in the automotive industry for over 20 plus years. Who better to invent the best EV units on the planet Earth? The #1 country that's ordering EV units is China. And my new brother, and all that stuff, but that's as far as a fortune cookie go with me, okay? We are a global family. Did you notice the Domino's logos? Yes. Y'all might want to wonder why I put that up there. So please ask the questions. 360 Solar, look it up right now before we get trained on it tomorrow. You'll see a handsome man in the video telling you everything about it. But give him a hand for coming in today from Canada. Ask the questions, you got the expert. Those questions?
Nice meeting you.
Awesome, Brian.
So this is not a question, but this is information that I received myself. With graphene technology or graphene batteries, my understanding is you can charge a Tesla with a graphene battery in 3 to 5 minutes and have almost 2 days of charging. That's the potential of graphene technology.
Love it. You owe me $20 too, by the way. I got your 20. Where's my wife?
Anyone else? Anyone else? Anyone got?
Here's my question, and you probably can't answer it. But I want to know where we at as far as owners, because I need to push it, and if I know where we at, oh, I can push it.
That's the CEO question. I'm going to insinuate.
Push it anyway. You all need to push it.
There you go.
You'll be there before you know it. Don't worry about how many we have. Just get to 10,000. And if we all do that, I hope to be there by the end of March.
Woo!
On the voice of our CEO, George Bingham. Thank you so much for that.
Any more?
You made it to the very end. You're richer, wiser than you were when you got here today. Oh, that was a sad applause. Come on, you gotta be excited for yourself that you are in the room where it happened, that you didn't miss the train, not this time. Okay, so much electricity and excitement in the room. We have a phenomenal day in store for you tomorrow.